In 5.3c, we're going to go over a couple more different graphs that you might encounter when you're graphing linear equations. So to start off with number 1, we are going to first write our equation in slope-intercept form. 5y equals -20. We want to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 5. 5 over 5 gives us 1. -20 divided by 5 is -4. So now when I go to find my slope and my y-intercept, there is no x term in this equation. So that means my slope must be 0. Then for my y-intercept, I have 0, -4. So if we go to graph that, we're going to start 0, -4. If my slope is 0, that means I'm not going up or down at all. I'm staying right on that y equals -4 line. So when I have y equals a number, that is always going to be horizontal line, slope is 0. Okay, let's look at number 2. We have -4x equals -12. This case, we don't even have a y at all. So instead of getting y by itself, we're going to solve for x. When we do that, divide by -4 on both sides, we get x equals 3. To graph this line, it's going to be very similar to our last example, but instead of crossing at y equals -4, we need to find x equals 3. 1, 2, 3. This means that no matter where we are on the line, x always is going to equal 3. So we're going to have a vertical line going up and down as x always equals 3. So this is our vertical line. This is where our slope, or our m, is undefined. There is no slope. It's undefined. Okay, let's look at number 3. Again, my first step is to get y by itself. Now, we're used to having our y on the other side, so we can just flip our equation around. 2y is equal to -4x. When I get y by itself here, I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. I get y, 1y, is equal to -2x. Now in this case, my slope is -2 over 1, and my y-intercept is 0. There's no number there. So I have 0, 0 as my y-intercept. My slope, I'm going to go down 2 and over 1. Okay, one last example. I want to get y by itself, so I want to get rid of that x term first. If I have a positive 1x, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. This negative sign goes with our y, so be careful to bring that down with it. We have a -x and a positive 3. To get rid of that negative sign, I need to divide by a -1 on both sides. We get y is equal to -x divided by -1 is x. 3 divided by -1 is -3. Now I can find my slope. 1 over 1, since there is a 1 in front of my x there. and then my y-intercept is 0, comma, -3. Now I need to graph my point. 0, comma, -3 means I'm going down 3. And I'm going to go up 1 and over 1 for a slope of 1 over 1. And there's my answer. Okay, so then at the bottom here we just have some general information. A vertical line will have an undefined slope, and it's always going to be x equals some number. A uphill diagonal line will have a positive slope, so that means it's looking something like this. And a horizontal line will have a 0 slope, so that means it's going to be y equals a number. Remember, vertical is up and down like this, horizontal is side to side. And then finally, a downhill diagonal will have a negative slope. Okay, so there's just our general information, things that are good to remember when we're dealing with slope and linear equations.